Thank you, Russell. Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Nikki, do you want to come up and do the capital program? So just noting here, we've got the addition and the removal from the project watch list as well.
Kia ora koutou katoa, good morning. Taking the report as read, so I'll focus on the PMO forecast and then the officer recommendations. The PMO forecast for FY25 still remains unchanged at 510 million. This is within a 4% variance of project managers' consolidated forecasts of 528.6 million, which is down from 548.5 million the previous month. This reduction of 18.3 million shows the top change was for parks at over 6 million, which is really positive given that the year forecast for parks is significantly over budget. The biggest individual project forecast change was for City to Sea Pathway, minus 4 million, which is noted on the parks dashboard commentary. They have had a few delays, referencing in the watch list, and have rephased their forecasts between financial years this month. However, they are still on track to deliver their overall delivery timeline and still tracking ahead of budget phasing with a significant bring back required this financial year. So the message is really, we'll continue to do these analysis with our project managers on why forecast movement happens to ensure that you all have the right information to make informed decisions regarding forecast changes.
Thank you very much for that, and a really good report. Does anyone have any questions? Yanni? Yeah, we've got the heads of service here. Yep.
I was just trying to find the minutes from that LTP around the improving Bromley roads. Mm-hmm. But my understanding is the plan was supposed to be in place to inform the draft annual plan, and we still don't have the plan, but this is projected to be green. There's nothing in the commentary that talks when the plan's actually coming, the overall plan's coming to council, and I was just wondering
question for Linda.
If we know when that's going to happen, or if we could just get visibility of that.
So my understanding through the chair is that there has been visibility of that with the board. The decisions relating to the improving Bromley Roads plan are all board level decisions, so it won't come to council. But the team are currently working to have a public facing version of the plan that we've been working on, that the team have been working on with the board and the associated councillors at the board, ready for just after Christmas so that it can be referenced in the consultation document for the draft annual plan.
So we haven't actually seen the plan as a board. We've seen lots of little projects, all sort of, lots of dots on a map on streets, but the actual plan itself, it's coming out before Christmas, just after Christmas or before Christmas?
I haven't got a date today, but it's coming out before and it will be with the board before the draft annual plan is consulted on, and it will be circulated to the board and discussed with the board. And the project that's being reported on in the watch list is the current project and the current scope.
Great. So it sounds like February.
Okay, so but the key thing is, from before we finalise the draft annual plan in February, we'll be able to have a copy of that plan and the board will be able to give feedback. So if we need to make any amendments, we can be informed.
Okay, so can you just take that away? Is it right? Yeah. Okay. Pauline, could you
Quickly, one for Brent, I think. The Grasmere wet weather storage facility, how's that going? And can you tell us what it is? Is it? Oh yeah, is it just one?
In terms of the program, we've just engaged a consultant to do the detailed design, and construction. I think will be probably occurring in about 18 months' time.
Right, there's going to be a lot of houses in there, isn't there? And is that from the Infrastructure Acceleration Fund?
I think Brent could confirm this. It's funded about 60% funded by the government.
There's a funding agreement signed with the government for the infrastructure required to support the subdivision. So I think it's in the order of $30 million worth of work. So long as we hit the milestones.
Thank you. Cool.
Great. So I'm happy to move that. Aaron's happy to second it, but he's got a question. Yep. And then Celeste. Yep.
Yeah, just around the activated sludge and the price difference. Did we manage to find any of those environmental funds to offset this?
I think.
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Nothing at all. Okay.
Celeste.
This is a question for Lynette. I've sent those through in advance, but just getting a bit of an update on the Pages Road Bridge. I see in the report that the business case was due to be submitted early December. Has that been submitted? Or, sorry, commenced? Yeah. And in terms of the, have we put in place any interim options for repairs or safety measures until the bridge is replaced? So I note that there was a recent press article, which pointed out that the bridge itself is likely in a worse condition than we originally thought in terms of the structural condition of it. So,
Through the chair, Councillor, you sent through quite a number of questions yesterday, so we'll have to come back in writing on all of them to give you a complete answer.
do we have any information on that at this stage? Interim answers for people that might be interested?
I'll come back in writing before the end of the week.
Cool.
I'll just see if there's any others. And are we still looking at FY 2030 for the forecast? Just making sure that we've got because I know this report was prepared prior to some new information coming through potentially.
Sorry, I don't know what it says on the watch list. Whatever's on the watch list is the date that the team are
Right,
working to.
okay. So we'll get a memo through on that, will we?
Yeah, I
But
don't
there
know if
was
you were
a-
here at the beginning. We just said there was a few questions which came through from Yanni and I think yourself yesterday. So they're going to get detailed responses through, but they just haven't had time given the detail.
But
Okay.
So they'll get it circulated. Yep.
through the chair, the detail of the program for Pages Road Bridge was circulated after the last F&P meeting to all councillors, and that hasn't changed.
Yes, so the questions aren't related to the detail of the program. It's about the fact that since the project hasn't made the fast track list, we're going to have to look at what we can do to make sure that that stays on track, bearing in mind that there will be consenting delays and other things that we have to consider.
Yeah, but we did this dance last month, which was we're either in the business case process or we're not. Yep. And if we're not, we're funding the whole thing. So
The questions are related to the fact that the bridge itself is an earthquake. It's not resilient, so if there was an earthquake,
yeah.
we would want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to
But
progress it as quickly as possible.
we're not having an argument, but we you know, if there was a desire to change that in the annual plan, we would need to flag that to know that the community will be funding it directly. And that's fine,
Yeah.
if that's the will.
So
of
we're
the
not
table.
talking about the timeline of the delivery of project, just to be clear. We're talking about the fact that we might need to put money on budget for interim repairs to the bridge to make sure it's resilient
Yeah.
prior
but
to
that-
the completion
and
of
I
the
think I've
project.
missed something 'cause
So
that's
that's a
what-
different question.
But that's what the detailed response is coming later in the week.
Yes, so I'm just clarifying what the question was.
But the response, okay, all right. Well, we can go around in circles. Any other questions, Kelly? Had some.
This is for Lynette. I was just wondering if you could explain for the uninitiated the high cost of handover and what things are associated with handover in your sort of year budget design phase and beyond. It seems that handover is really high for transport, and I just didn't understand. It's on page 79. 79. So there are different aspects: concept, investigate, design, procure, construction. But handover is really expensive compared to all the other departments. And I just wondered what that entailed. It's in that graph on the left-hand side, the little circle of joy.
Yeah, I think you're referring to the overall phases of the project. That's not the cost that we've spent on the projects, that's the value of the projects within that phase. So what it's saying is that we have a large value of projects in the handover phase that have been completed this year,
Okay,
if
so
you see what I mean. So
the costs are not associated with handover.
no, that's the value, the total value of the project that's sitting in that phase. Yeah, it's not costs.
Now I know. Thank
Cool.
you.
No worries at all.
Tyrone,
Thank you.
Not even in the queue.
you're the last in the queue. So
This is
Sorry, just on the, just noting the Akaroa Reclaim Water Treatment and Reuse Scheme moved to at risk because of, I'm quoting from the report, prolonged nature of the consenting process. So could I just have a bit of comment on that? Because I mean, I imagine that it was expected that would be quite a drawn out process. Is it how much longer is it taking than we anticipated?
Might be a Gavin question.
It's just been moved to at risk because the unknown, obviously we don't know when we'll get its decision, hopefully 2 months after hearings, but it goes any longer than that, it could impact the program.
But yeah, okay, cool. So just to clarify, that's just down to the hearings to panel
Correct,
rather
yes,
than council.
so, yes.
Yep, thank you.
Great. So that's been moved by me, seconded by Aaron. We'll put that motion. All in favour? Against? That's carried. Thank you very much. Alan, do you want to come up and do item 10, the draft development contributions policy?